Breaking the news that's already broken. It's time for Prospector's Briefs on Rock 107.
Yesterday would have been Betty White's 100th birthday. People honored her by donating to animal welfare causes. Meanwhile, I honored her by lying motionless on my bed the entire day. LeBron James says Laker fans deserve better. Dude, it's been months. Why are you still talking about Space Jam? Today is National Thesaurus Day. I'd love to tell you how I feel about this holiday, but I just can't come up with the right words.
It's 60 Minutes meets Gone in 60 Seconds. Tune in tomorrow for Prospector's Briefs on Rock 107.
I tell you that this is ridiculous. I guess today I'll call it farcical. Good morning, I'm Rock 107's Prospector, and today is National Thesaurus Day. Looking for the perfect place to celebrate? Plan your trip to the Thesaurus Resort.
Looking for a new place to go on vacation? Try the Thesaurus Resort. The Thesaurus Resort is
beautiful, breathtaking, appealing, splendid.
Located on more than 500 acres, the Thesaurus Resort is
huge, gargantuan, immense, humongous.
And with over 20 restaurants serving foods that are
delicious, appetizing, flavorful, mouth-watering.
Or stop by the Antonym Bar, where people are
drunk,
sober,
tipsy,
controlled,
befuddled,
non-indulgent.
The Thesaurus Resort. Book your
room, quarters, lodging,
got it,
place,
okay,
suite,
that's enough.
digs.
The Thesaurus Resort, where you can
relax, unwind, sit back, recline,
okay,
laze, repose,
never mind,
tranquilize, rest, take it easy.
Screw it, go to the Bahamas.
Arms, feet up, hang loose.
Social media gave everyone a voice. Wouldn't it be better if some people had laryngitis? It's the wisdom of Twitter. The most amazing tweets of the week. Twitter handles have been changed to protect the stupid. On Rock 107.
At Indentulous Insulter tweets, somebody tried to tell me that there are 50 states in America. Because scientists found out Pluto don't exist. That's 49, dummies. At Wannabe English Teacher writes, it's there, not there, for all my followers with improper grammar.
The wisdom of Twitter.
At Reality TV Rules tweets, I watched Star Wars for the first time last night. Disappointed. I thought it was going to be about fighting celebrities. At Crime Stopper 94 asks, how come the cops can never figure out who the murderer is? Just ask the person that died. It's not that hard. At Helpful Hint says, y'all tired of boiling water every time you make pasta? Boil a gallon in the beginning of the week, then freeze it for later.
The wisdom of Twitter.
At Please Don't Breed tweets, honestly, being black is a choice, so slavery is your own fault. Wow. At World Traveler asks, you speak French in London, right? Or is it British? And at Got It Figured Out tweets, how do people drown? Come on, just drink the water.
The wisdom of Twitter.
Life's pretty tough right now. There's plenty of bad news, but it's not all bad. It's time for the brighter side of Prospector on Rock 107.
Walt Disney World always puts up massive gingerbread house displays for the holidays, and they just posted a video about what happens to all the gingerbread when the holidays are over. Instead of tossing it, they dismantle it all, they take it to a farm, and they let the bees eat it. Apparently the bees love this stuff.
Thanks. We needed that. The brighter side of Prospector on Rock 107.
This is 24-second shot clock sports. When the buzzer sounds, Mike goes dead. Start the clock.
Novak Djokovic's vaccine exemption was denied. That's good news because officials can go back to focusing on the Australian Open. And better news for you because you can go back to not caring about tennis. The Las Vegas Raiders fired GM Mike Mayock. Raiders fans were seen high-fiving each other. Well, the ones not in handcuffs, that is. Bill Belichick says he has no plans to quit coaching, unlike his team on Saturday night against the Bills.
Socially awkward and a little hot-headed, Prospector gets himself into a lot of weird situations and doesn't always handle himself well.
This guy is really a jerk.
Please help him learn from his mistakes It's time for Am I a Jerk on Rock 107.
All right, am I a jerk? My brother was in town and he wanted to go check out some games, see each other. I'm like, yeah, we'll watch like Dallas, San Francisco. That'll be awesome. I'm like, where are you thinking of going? Oh, I was thinking of your house, he said. I'm like, yeah, no effing way is that happening. You're not coming here. My wife was aghast. She's like, why not watch the game here? I'm like, I don't want anyone here. They got to worry about getting them out quickly when the game's over. We can go out. We can watch the game. And that's what we ended up doing. We went out, had a great time at a bar, watched the game. Meanwhile, my wife thinks I'm rude. So I'm asking you, does all that make me a jerk? What do you think? Chris on Facebook.com/Angry Prospector says, I agree with your wife. Corrine, why didn't you want him there? The way you went about it was very jerky, family or not. I don't know if I need a reason to not want anybody there, but I just didn't want anybody at the house. On to the rock lines. Am I a jerk?
No, not a jerk. I did the same exact thing.
See? I'm not alone. We're alike, right? Yeah, look, we'll go to a bar. We'll watch the game there. It's fine, but you're not coming to my house. I feel like we understand each other, right?
Yeah, absolutely right, brother.
Andrew says it's your house, it's your rules. If you don't want someone over, you just don't invite them. And you know what? I can't stand somebody inviting themselves over. You're not a jerk. Stephanie says, yeah, you're a jerk. It's your brother, not some friend. That's true. I feel like he should know me well enough to know it was never going to happen that way. On to open mic from the Rock 107 app. Am I a jerk? That's what I want to know today.
Hey, Prospector, this is Dave from Dunmore, and you are a jerk, ya yam bag.
Jerk and a yam bag here. I feel like I'm losing this one big time. Lisa says, yeah, big jerk. It was your brother. And Lola goes, as long as you nicely explained why you didn't want anyone over and had a suggestion for the two of you to go, I think I understand. I rarely have people over. My husband understands why I feel that way. I don't think you're a jerk. Whew. Somebody's with me on this. How about Don in Pittston on the rock lines? What do you think, buddy? Am I a jerk?
Hey, Prospector. I think you're not a jerk.
Okay, I like this. You're with me. I feel better. Why?
I mean, you saw your brother. You love your brother. You had a great time, right?
Yeah, we had a blast.
That's all that counts, man. That's all that counts.
That is all that counts as far as I'm concerned. But Chris says, I say it's your brother, so you can absolutely talk to him like that. You're not a jerk. So he's with me, too. It's close, but in the question today of, am I a jerk? For telling my brother, no way are you coming to my house to watch the playoffs. We're going to have to go out somewhere and watch them that way just because I didn't want anybody at the house. The answer, according to you, Northeast PA, is yes, I am a jerk.
What's a yam bag? A fool, an idiot, a blockhead, a dunce, or an ignoramus. You know, a dullard, simpleton, or a clot, nitwit, dipstick, pea-brain, mouth breather, or cretin.
It's now time to announce the winner of Prospector's Yam Bag of the Day as decided by you at rock107.com.
Here are the nominees. Nominee number 1.
A guy named Elton John was arrested for DUI while driving a Lamborghini in Virginia last Tuesday. But not that Elton John. This was a 33-year-old named Elton John Vasquez, and it sounds like Elton's a mess. Someone saw him swerving between lanes, driving onto the shoulder and hitting a guardrail. They called 911. Police caught up with him and eventually pulled over into the parking lot of a local roller skating rink, where they may or may not have been playing Crocodile Rock on the sound system. I don't know. Elton had bloodshot, glassy eyes, slurred speech, and the smell of alcohol on him. He was arrested and charged with DUI, obstruction of justice, and a traffic lane violation. He was held on $1,500 unsecured bond at the local jail.
Nominee number 2.
If this lady's already sick of her husband, the rest of her marriage is going to be an uphill battle. A 22-year-old woman in South Dakota is facing charges after she didn't want to be around her husband, so she faked her own kidnapping. It happened last year, but the charges were just filed. It's not clear how long they've been married, but she's only 22, so really couldn't have been that long. She's working as a delivery driver at a Domino's last February when she called her husband around 10 p.m. and said a group of people were trying to rob her. And he could hear someone pounding on the window, so he believed it. Then after she hung up, he started getting text messages demanding ransom money. He also got one that said, I don't have long, I love you, please help. One of her coworkers also got ransom messages too, and some of the texts came from a weird number they didn't recognize. It turned out she was using an app to disguise her number, and all the texts were really coming from her. Police scrambled a SWAT team and tracked her down by pinging her phone. She was sitting in her car with another man when they found her, and she tried to claim they just let her go, but her story didn't add up. She eventually admitted she made the whole thing up because she wanted a break from her husband. She'll be in court next week to face charges for filing a false report and attempted grand theft.
And the winner is...
the woman who faked her own kidnapping to get a break from her husband. Look, we all need alone time. This is just not the way to go about getting it. You're the Yam Bag of the Day, and we'll move on to Friday's Yam Bag of the Week competition. Stay tuned for all the nominees for Prospector's Yam Bag of the Day, weekday mornings right here on Rock 107. Thanks for listening to Prospector's Prime Cuts podcast. Be sure to catch us live weekdays from 5:30 to 10 a.m. on Rock 107 or online at rock107.com or the Rock 107 app, a free download for your Android or iPhone. Subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher Radio, or wherever you get your podcasts so you never miss Prospector's Prime Cuts.